Hello everybody, my name is Stephanie. I'm a full-time reseller. I've been selling online since 1998. I just did a little shorts video, or a video that's like 1 minute long, talking about I'm selling these. So if you're interested, go watch that video. I have a ton of them and I'm doing free shipping, so these make fun gifts and fun stocking stuffers. But I thought I'd do a what sold video. I've been trying to get caught up with listing and organizing my garage and doing lots of things, and I've been lazy about making actual videos, which I really need to keep on top of. But yeah, I wanted to tell you my sales have been pretty good. If you're new to my channel, I sell a lot of Stampin' Up! Items for a friend, and I get a commission. She gives me a good commission. But I don't really tell all the ones I sell on here because it just gets boring and old. But I sell a ton of them every day. But besides that, I'm going to show you the things I've sold in the past, probably the last 4 days. This Hannah Montana, a lot of these things are things I've just recently found in my garage. I've been organizing things I had boxed up I forgot I had or put back to resell, and I just let it sit on the shelf. But yeah, this is a Hannah Montana vintage little vinyl pool water raft, and it sold for $16.18. I'm doing like a 10% off right now, and I paid $1 for that. I had bought a bunch. I can't remember. I think it was in a bins where you can buy things for $1. But yeah, that just sold for $16.18. I sold this Beyblade Defense Burst Unlocked Unicorn set. It's a Beyblade set. I found these at a local thrift store. I bought about like 8 of them. They were, I think, $3 a piece, and that sold for $17.99. These long johns that were still new in the package, they're for extreme cold weather, and they're like a lot of military or hunters or people who are outdoors a lot like these. I paid $1 for that. Most things are $1 when I go to a yard sale. I usually don't pay more than $1 unless I know it's going to make a ton of money. But yeah, that's for $16.18. Now I did want to show this one Stampin' Up! Item because it's a unique item to keep an eye out. They're little tiny packages of gems and sequins, and they're like super tiny. I'm not quite sure what people do with them because I'm not really a crafter and I don't do scrapbooking. But she bought 2 packages. It came to $33.98. So this is something to keep an eye out for. I see a lot of stuff like this at yard sales, and people would probably just pass it up, but yeah, keep an eye out for that. This sells for pretty good. I bought at my local auction a lot of Harley Davidson items because Harley Davidson always sells, and I didn't really know what I was buying, but I figured if it has a Harley Davidson logo on it, it must go. So you have to do research on the things you get. But these were 2 Harley Davidson rear speakers. I listed them one at a time, but I had 2, and I bought the whole lot for $5. There was this and some other items. I guess people just, I don't know why the bids don't go high on these when I buy them at the local auction, but it's good for me. So I sold 2 for $49.98. So that was a good markup. I sold this Heroes Unlimited Super Palladium book for $1. I bought a bunch of other books at this yard sale for $1 each, and I usually don't pay more than $1/4 for books unless I know they're unique, like books that are going to make me okay money. But that sold for $17.99. Now this Pirates of the Caribbean Disney boxers, these are rare. They still have the tags attached. New attack, and I got these at a yard sale for $1, and those sold for $21.60. Usually underwear boxers, if they're like more up to date, underwear does sell pretty good if it's vintage, and these are kind of vintage because they're Pirates of the Caribbean, but they're a harder to find pair. So yeah, $21.60 is pretty good. Now this cold weather parka military jacket I got with a lot of other items at my local auction. I can't remember. I got some pants, the jackets. It seemed like it was $5. People don't buy stuff like that at yard sale or the auctions, but this sold for $49.99. So that was a good deal. I had to do some research on that because I wasn't sure. There was someone who was selling a bunch of them for $59.99, and she had a bunch, so I just did $10 less, and it sold within a day. Now that winter's coming up, people are wanting things like that. Now, if you sell vitamins and things like that, as long as it's factory sealed and they're not expired, eBay lets you sell them. But I bought a bunch at my local auction. It was a whole a ton, and I kept some for myself. A couple were expired, I had to throw them away, but I think I paid $15 for the whole box of different ones, and I've been selling, I don't know, there were probably like 25 or 30 in there. This one sold for $14.38. It's to help with your immune system. And these Barney DVDs, now when I go to yard sales, DVDs and stuff like that don't really sell, but like older cartoons, people are interested in that. These were $1 a piece, so I did a lot of 3 Barney DVDs for $16.99. Barney, my oldest son, who will be 32 this year, he watched Barney when he was little, so that's an old cartoon. People like that. This VeggieTales, they're called VeggieTales value stick. What they mean by values is they're like religious Christian stickers. I think homeschoolers might use these, or teachers, but I paid 50 cents a package for these, so it cost $2, and I've sold all 4 for $17.99. VeggieTales, keep an eye out for those, especially like the toys and stuff. They go for pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next page. This is still eBay. Now this I always have a hard time pronouncing this. Swarovski. It's from 1996. I did a shorts video a long time ago on these. They sell for a lot. Some go for like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I had bought some at a local auction. I did pay 20 bucks a piece for these, but this one alone went for $112.49. So that was fun to sell. I bought about 5 of them. Keep an eye out for those, especially the older ones. People like them in the box. They like the little papers to go with them. They're collectible, especially near Christmas time. Scentsy, I've said in my videos, Scentsy candles, Scentsy little wax thing, anything Scentsy will sell. But these, I paid 50 cents a piece. It comes with 2, and I had never seen this type, but it was at a yard sale. The Mandalorian, it says Mandalorian. It's a lot of 2 Scentsy Mandalorian Air of Adventure wax bars. Yeah, it went for $20.68, and for the 2 I paid $1 for the whole set. I'm always keeping an eye out for stuff like that because they're lightweight, and since I've been cleaning my garage, I'm focusing more on smaller items, lightweight items don't take up a lot of space. I just don't have room. It's too stressful. I'd rather sell smaller items. This book called Minerva, The Story of an Artist with a Mission. My friend gave me this book I talk about my friend giving me things sometimes. So this was free. It sold for $31.49. And it was in okay condition. It wasn't mint condition, but I always make sure I tell the people on there that if there's anything wrong with it. I wanted to show you, and I said I'm not going to show Stampin' Up stuff, but this one's Stampin' Up. They're called framelit dies. I don't really understand how people use these, but this one alone sold for $89.99. So I'll show a picture, and you can see what they are, but keep an eye out at yard sales or estate sales, or people pay good money for this stuff. And then I sold a bottle of vitamin A supplements for $17.96. That came with that lot. The Harley Davidson safety glasses, a 2-pair set, sold for $26.99. That came with that lot of Harley Davidson stuff, so I hardly paid anything for these. And I priced it pretty reasonable, and they sold really fast. I'm more about right now moving things rather than selling things for a lot more. Moving it and making money rather than trying to sell it for a lot more and it's sitting forever. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to move my inventory. Now on Etsy, I just sold a couple things. This vintage floral prairie dress from the 1970s. It's just interesting. It really looks like it's from the 70s. It sold for $30. I don't know why it says $31.80. I think they added the tax. And I paid $1 for that at a yard sale. And then I sold, it's a Crazy Horse Memorial embossed gray marble coffee mug for $24. And I paid $1 for that at a yard sale. Now on Poshmark, I sold this Ralph Lauren Polo Bear new in the box. I paid $5 at a yard sale for that. Now Poshmark takes 20%. Let's see. Yeah, I paid $5. It sold for $24. Then I sold some Miss Me Easy, called Miss Me, and they're easy bootcut jeans. And that was part of a huge lot of jeans I got at a local auction. So these didn't cost me more than $1. But this one usually sells for like 20 or 30. Someone offered me 15 and I just took it. I'm just trying to move stuff. And then these Torrid pull-on wide leg studio plus size pants sold for 18, and I paid $1 for those at a yard sale. I remember the yard sale, there was a bunch of new with tag like plus size clothes. She's like $1 each. So yeah, those are my sales. I hope all of your sales are going good. I'm trying to think of any craziness going on with eBay. I had someone, I've had 100% feedback for like a year now. And as soon as I mentioned on one of my videos about having 100% feedback, you knock on wood, and someone leaves you negative feedback. But she didn't reach out to me, she didn't message me. And it was actually a religious book. So I thought, okay, if you're a religious person, why don't you act kind and like reach out and say, oh, I'm not happy with this. But she just left me like a really nasty negative feedback. You should be ashamed of yourself. This book is crap. This book is in horrible condition. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, look at all the pictures I took. I always wrap my books in bubble wrap or around boxed or cardboard and ship it really nice. And this is crazy. I didn't, there's some people you can just never make happy, and I'm like, you can't leave. This is what frustrates me. You can't leave buyers negative feedback, but I will always leave a positive negative remark. So because when I'm doing research on people, if they ask a lot of questions and they keep bugging you about things, usually they're just not going to be happy. In the past, and I've seen other people make YouTube videos about this, usually buyers who ask the most questions and take a lot of your time are the ones that are most likely are going to want a refund. They're not happy with the item, they leave you negative feedback. So I usually block people like that. I'm like, and I always look at people's feedback. And some people do leave feedback saying this is a horrible buyer, or this buyer lied, or this, so I just said, well, for a person who calls himself a Christian and is buying Christian books, you sure aren't acting very Christ-like. All you had to do is message me and I would have given you a label to return it or a partial refund. But I want people to see that if they ever do look at her feedback, so they know who they're dealing with. Because you can do research and you can see buyers, what kind of feedback they leave for others. And she's known for leaving negative feedback for a lot of people. She's never happy. And I wish I would have known that before. Like, she asked one question and I answered it. But, and then she bought it from me. But yeah, I don't understand people like that. Like, you're sitting here buying like this. I shouldn't judge. You think people would be a little bit kinder if they're gonna like buy stuff like that or have Christ-like attributes. But that was the only frustrating thing I had. But I've been reselling since 1998, and you're gonna get people who aren't happy. But I always try to work with everyone. I always will say, you know what, it's not even worth it, just keep the item, here's your money back, or partial refund, or just send them a label like eBay makes you do, like send a label and they'll ship it back. But I work really hard to keep my feedback super good. So when someone just reacts that way and doesn't even give you a chance, I'd even ask her to like try to change it. Because I figure she's just a horrible person, and I was like, whatever, one negative feedback in a year. But anyways, if you have any stories like that, make them in the comments, or let me know how your sales are going. And you have a great day. Bye.